Welcome to Respawn Air Empire side quest for BARF, Backlog Accomplishments with Respawn and Friends.
I hope you leave that burp in, by the way.
I 100% am leaving that burp in.
Okay, good.
This game for the month of December 2019 was Donut County. If you played along with us... Oh, shit on my dick. Do you have... Sorry, I got a new phone. We have an email from Alex.
Yes, I have the email.
You have the email. Cool. I'll have you read through that.
Yeah.
And then after this, we have to get my phone set up with the email because all the text messages for the two-factor go to you. So, yes, sorry, we played Donut County. This was one of our 2 bits of BARF months at the end of the year this year. Something a little bit smaller experience because of all the holidays and all of the crazy-ass games that we have to play by the end of the year. So what I really want to do, I don't expect this to be super long, although we say that every single month. I want to just jump right in. Donut County, really like a small contained experience. You are a circle that goes around and just eats things in the world while you have a kind of a story developing with people down in the town that you're kind of looking back on how they got there. Holden, what was your experience with the game? Where did you play it? How did you play it? Go.
I played it on my iPhone. I played it in a single...
I didn't even realize it was available on iOS.
Yeah.
Cool.
I played it in 2 sittings, one last night, one this morning, because it's only a 2-hour game, and wanted to play it as close to us talking about it as possible, considering how short of an experience it is.
Yeah.
And I liked it. I don't really have much to say about it, honestly. I thought that it looked really pretty. I like the art style of it a lot. I just kind of think I was kind of deterred by the mechanic of the game being very, very simple. They played with it a handful of times in some clever ways, but mostly this game is about being a hole and having things drop in that hole.
Yep.
The saving grace is the humor between for me. I'm honestly not sure I fully understand the story. I guess there's a raccoon who wants to collect trash, and they come to this town, and then they collect a lot of trash, and it upsets the people.
Because in collecting the trash, they also collect all of their belongings and everything, and eat the whole city.
Yeah. It's a ridiculous plot. It was fun. I think the BK raccoon is the funniest part. I actually took a screenshot of one of the things he said that I just died laughing at, though. That was my favorite part of the whole game, and it took place about, like, midway through-ish. It's BK the raccoon's trying to basically get people to not talk about him being somewhat responsible for what's happening here, and he just has this line that says, "We should really stop to ponder this for as long as possible." Just like not discuss it. I died laughing at that line a lot. He was my favorite part of the game, is BK the raccoon. I thought some of his dialogue was really great. The other characters, I'm like, there are a lot of characters here that I just don't necessarily like care about that much, but BK I did like a lot.
There were so the plot of the game is you're telling the story of BK the raccoon. His app, it's a donut delivery. When somebody orders a donut, he actually sends a hole to them and starts to suck up everything, and the hole gets bigger and bigger, sucks up everything they have. But it's all of it's like him just controlling it all with an app. And then there's also some drones towards the end too that you're controlling. But you're right. I think the characters and the writing were kind of what made this stand out a little bit as an indie game and made people talk about it. And the writing was consistently funny to very funny at times. The characters... There were some of them that like had interesting little shticks, but they were all very one note and it's like consistently talking about one thing. I kind of did the funniest part of the whole game to me was the rabbits. Anytime you would suck up rabbits, and then they would just fuck in the hole, and then you just shoot
and the hole would
rabbits
get bigger,
everywhere.
bigger. Yeah, that was really funny. And the little hearts are coming out at the same time.
I played this game on Nintendo Switch. I played it split Joy-Cons with my nephew and my niece.
How's that? Are there 2 holes?
No.
How's that work?
No, it's not intended to be played this way. But I was like, hey, you guys are here. My nephew is almost 5. My niece is 8. And like, you guys want to play this game? I have to play this game called Donut County. And it seems kind of fun. And then we were like, why don't you guys control the hole? And I'll control the dialogue with the A button and shooting things out of the hole. So I let them kind of go back and forth each level and trade off the Joy-Con. And I think that was the experience. I enjoyed this a lot. And I think part of it is because I saw it through their eyes. And just seeing this 5-year-old go around sucking up chickens and snakes and just laughing and giggling the whole time. It's like it is such a fun and cute and unique experience that it was like That's why I enjoyed this a lot. The writing, had I not done that and I just played it by myself, I do think it would have been a little bit of lackluster. It was like, it was fun and interesting for 2 hours, but I don't think that it's the critically acclaimed game that everyone's going crazy over, and like it was nominated for Indie Game of the Year and things like that.
Was it really?
I'm pretty sure it was on the Game Awards list for Indie Game of the Year, or maybe it was Art Style. It was nominated for a few things. I remember that.
Yeah, art style I could definitely see.
Yeah, I could see the art style for sure. But yeah, I really enjoyed playing it that way. Even doing the boss battles at the very end and like seeing them. No, Matthew, get the magnet to the thing and then pull that box out. And then it was really fun to kind of go through that with them. But yeah, I think you're right. I don't have a ton to say about it. I had a fine experience. It was great. 2 hours. I would recommend, honestly, it's not intended to be played that way, but I would recommend if you have kids, just give them the left Joy-Con and let them control where the hole goes, and then you control shooting shit out of it for puzzles. I think that was a really cool, fun way to play it.
I'm curious, how much was it on Nintendo Switch?
I don't remember. Maybe like $10?
I think on Switch, I don't know, like mobile, it's like a few bucks. I think that's the way to play it. I don't know if it's worth $10. It's $2 on mobile.
Oh,
and this is a great game to play on mobile. It's all you're doing is sliding your finger around to move the hole around, and then you're tapping the screen to move the dialogue forward. That's it. Works great on mobile. I think that might be the best, most optimal way to play it. But I didn't play it on a Switch, so I can't say like if having a joystick made it that much better. I don't know. Okay, I didn't play it on mobile, so. Woo! Yeah. But we do have one of our lifelong friends wrote in, Alex Cozina, a.k.a. Cozy Bear, on almost everything but Twitter. I think it's almost everything but Twitter. He wrote in, you guys can also write in, email respawningfire@gmail.com or DM us or whatever for next month as well, your experiences with these games. Will you do me a favor and read through that? I'm going to read the whole thing. He says, hey, Respawning Fire crew, I've got impressions of Donut County to share with you, hopefully to be read out loud on the podcast. Alex, we got you, man.
Oh, we got you, boo. We got you.
I didn't really have any expectations going into Donut County, other than I knew it to be one of the many indie games from the past few years that had a silly premise, a simplistic, cel-shaded art style, and generated a decent amount of buzz following its release. And once I got into it, I was happy to discover that underneath all of this lay a pretty solid game, too. I found the process of slowly swallowing up Donut County's denizens and houses using holes to be very cathartic, and the occasional puzzle that littered each of the game's levels to be entertaining, without being overly brain-busting. Much like Katamari Damacy, is it Damacy? Yeah, I think it's Damacy. Or a 3D Mario game, I felt like it did a really good job of feeling like a hybrid between a video game and a toy set. An experience that's just as fun to experiment and mess around with as it is to play seriously. I would say that the only real problem I had with Donut County was its story. Make no mistake, I found a lot of the interactions between Myra, BK, and the rest of the game's characters charming, and all the descriptions from the game's Trashopedia to be very clever. I actually didn't look into the Trashopedia too much.
I didn't read any of the descriptions, but we just bladed through it.
Yeah. However, I ultimately felt that the journey of these characters in Trash were thrust upon to be sort of stuck between two extremes, being too nonsensical in certain sections to be taken seriously, but also a little too thought out in other sections to just enjoy its dumb fun. Playing through this game, I was repeatedly reminded of Hatoful Boyfriend, a.k.a. the Pidgeon dating simulator. The Pidgeon.
I know Hatoful Boyfriend, but I don't Pidgeon. I don't know. Is that maybe that's the game company that made it?
Oh, maybe, yeah. Without getting into any spoilers, there are a lot of odd parallels between the two. Both star a single female girl who lives in the world inhabited entirely by talking animals. Both focus on a lot of the girl's relationships with her most cherished animal friend, and both go into some weird science-y territory towards the end. But where Hatoful Boyfriend uses this springboard into some unexpectedly dark, complex subject matter, Donut County never really goes that far, and as a result leaves a number of unanswered questions in its wake. Did BK take over the donut shop specifically for the purpose of sending out holes? Why did he restrict himself to only sending out holes when someone asked for a donut? Was BK being tricked into swallowing up people thinking it was all a game on his phone? Or did he understand that his actions were affecting people in real life, etc.? Again, I thought that Donut County was a great time and would recommend it to almost anyone. I just felt as if the story should have committed to being more silly and simple or more serious and painstaking, and I'm only asking these questions because I feel like it didn't do either.
I think I would agree with everything you said. Yeah.
Yeah, I pretty much agree too. I totally see that. It doesn't really attempt to answer anything. It's just like, we're crazy and there's holes because, well, that's the mechanic we came up with for the game. And there's a raccoon because we thought that'd be funny. And there's not a lot of like cohesion to link a lot of that stuff together. I think it's a really good point.
Yeah.
But I do think it's funny because I think we're actually, it sounds like we're all three on the same page. We all thought it was a good experience, but I don't think we like super stood out to us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
that's it.
Huh? Nice. See you later.
Thanks, Alex, for writing into us.
Yes, thank you so much. Next month, for January 2020, we are playing The Last Guardian. You all voted. If you're a Patreon subscriber at patreon.com/respawn-aimfire, that is the game you voted for. You can play it on PS4. It is the continuation of the Eco and Shadow of the Colossus kind of saga. We're excited to play that. I've played it before. Holden's never played it. I'm going to platinum it. And experience some other things that I didn't experience in it the first time. So I'm very excited to play that. And if you would like to, you can also go to patreon.com/respawn-aimfire and vote for February as that comes around.
Yeah.
And that's it. That's the end of our show.
That's it.
Thanks everyone for listening. We love you. Smooches.